Hi everybody, I'm Lucy Murphy. So today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about the first book in the Tiger's Curse saga, Tiger's Curse. That kind of, it sounds weird if you're talking about if you say the series and you say the first book, because the first book is always the name of the series. Like the Hunger Games series. The first book is the Hunger Games. It just sounds weird. I guess it's only me. So backtrack here. As you all know, I hated reading when I was a kid. And I started loving reading when I was 10 years old, when I first read the first Nature Drew yellow hardback book, The Secret of the Old Clock. I read that 64 book series, loved it. Then I went to the library and I found this book, and the second one, I'll have a picture pop up here. That picture is actually taken the day I actually got these books, in 2013, I think. I forget. But I got it, and I started reading it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's actually really good. So I read it more, and more, and more, and then I finished it, and then I started the second book, and I read it, and oh my gosh, I just loved it. And this book, I'm gonna talk to you all about the first book itself. But that's how I got started into this series. I just went to the library and found it and read the synopsis, opened to a random part in the book, read the first paragraph, closed it, grabbed the second book, and left. So this book starts out with this girl named Kelsey Hayes. And she is 18 years old. She just graduated high school. She's trying to get a summer job so she can support herself in college. And she gets a job working at a circus. She's going to help out with feeding dogs, feeding a tiger. The tiger is like a big part of the series, which hence the name. So then she gets a job and she goes there and she starts helping out, like her job description says, and then she sees the tiger, and she kind of feels, for lack of a better word, drawn to it, I guess. I think that's the correct word for what happened. But then she started spending more time with it, and her job description said she had to be there for 2 or 3 weeks. And she starts helping out more and more, and then at one point she whispers to the tiger, "I wish you were free." And then suddenly, just that opened floodgates to random things happening. And I'll fast forward in the book some, and so this guy came and he bought the tiger and was taking it back to India where the tiger was from. So he put it on a plane, and he asked Kelsey, because she helped out with Tiger a lot and felt like the tiger would be most comfortable if she was around, if she would come to India and they would supply everything for her, money, she wanted to stay for an extended vacation, she could, she went, and the driver who was going to escort her and the tiger to the resort the tiger was going to go to, the guy doesn't speak English. So the guy stops for gas and tells her to go eat at like this old diner. So she goes and she leaves the tiger there in this truck. She goes to eat. She comes back out. Driver's gone, and the tiger, Ren, is sitting on the side of the road just staring at her. And she's like, "Oh my gosh!" So to semi-quote the book, if I'm remembering correctly. So she's alone in India. She doesn't know anybody there. She doesn't have anything. Only thing she has is a backpack that has a bunch of stuff in it. And she's alone with the tiger. So the tiger starts going into this jungle, like this forest, basically, kind of like in the Hunger Games. And, in the first movie, kind of like that. It starts going, and they actually sleep overnight, and and then the tiger the next day, Rin, he takes her to his little shack type thing. It's like abandoned. Like kind of like if you or I would have seen it, we'd be running the other way. But then the young man says, "Is that really necessary?" And she just like stops and turns around, and she sees the tiger isn't there anymore. And she looks at his hand, and he's holding the collar and the rope that she had just tied to the tiger's neck. So they start talking, and he says, and she asks him, "Where's Rin? And then he says, "I am Rin." And that right there is when the whole journey just starts for the entire series. This series, this series is a fantasy series, and I didn't think I'd like fantasy. Now I kind of think I'm gonna go back into fantasy. But anyway, you guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you are thinking about picking up this book, guys, seriously do it. It is amazing. I love it. And if you are halfway through the series, or you are completely through the series, comment down below on who you think. This might be a spoiler to some people. Sorry if it is. You can mute it if you want. But who do you think? Kelsey and Rin, or Kelsey and Kishan? Kishan is what Colleen Houck said in a video, and I'm like, that's not how I've pronounced it. I've always done it just Kishan, but his name is Kishan. I've never said Kishan. Like that's just weird to me, because through all through all 5 books, I've never said Kishan. I've always said Kishan and stuff like that. So, but anyway, comment down below on who you think. You're good now if you have muted it. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you are thinking about picking up this book. It is amazing. I love it. There are some instances throughout this series that would not be okay for younger viewers. For younger readers, I would say 15 to 16 and up. But that's just in my opinion. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my YouTube if you have not already. Click the little bell icon to get notifications to whenever I post a video. The links to all my social media are down below for you all. And in this series, there are these special cookies that Kelsey makes for Rin, and it is delicious. I have made them a lot, and now I'm craving them. And I made a video of me actually making them. I am not a baker at any in every sense of the word. I am a beginner. I just love baking. It's a hobby of mine. I'm not good. Like I said, I'm a beginner, but I love it. And I have a video that I made a while back of me making the cookies, and they are delicious. I show you how to make them vegan and gluten-free. So I made them without eggs, and I used gluten-free flour, but it didn't taste any different at all. I've had other people try it who aren't, who do eat eggs and who do eat dairy, like dairy products and stuff like that, and they say it doesn't, like they said that they liked it. So anyway, I'll leave a link to that video, #HowToRinseCookies, and leave it in the video will be done in my description box for you all as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you are thinking of picking up this book, do it. Let me know in the comments down below if you are. It is amazing. It is pretty thick. I would recommend getting hardback, but that's just me. I mean, you see how pretty this cover is? Just look at how pretty it is without the dust jacket on there. Like, look, I mean, that's pretty. I cannot tell you how many times I've reread this book. Like, oh my gosh, I've reread this book. I can't get it back on there though. No. No. I made a mistake. Okay. There we go. No, but yeah, I mean, I've reread this book, off the top of my head, 5 times. And it is amazing. I love it. Again, let me know if y'all are going to pick up this book and start reading it. It is amazing. I'll leave a link to down below on Amazon if you want to get it. Or if you think it might be at your local library, if you know, you can look there. That's how I did it, and then I just ended up buying the entire series. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope to see you all next time. Bye everybody!